Hey, what is going on today, guys? My name is Rob, and today I'm going to be going over my saddle hunting setup. So I've only been saddle hunting for one season, but I've already picked up quite a few things that I think will help you out if you're thinking about switching over to saddle hunting. Alright guys, so this is the saddle I'm running. It's the Phantom, the Tethrd Phantom. I don't really have anything to compare it to. I wasn't saddle hunting before this, but I do really like this saddle. When I bought it, I only got one cis hauler. I definitely wish I would have got a second one. These are some cheapos I bought off Amazon. But the reason I wish I would have gotten a second one, because if you have the wrong rope at the bottom of this when you're up a tree, it is really annoying, because then you have to take the one out that you don't need, hold it or hook it, you know, as you're going up. So it's annoying. The other thing I bought was this recliner. This thing is money. I mean, if I wouldn't have gotten this thing, I would have been so miserable every sit. I use this almost every sit. I think I have used it every sit. It makes it so much more comfortable to be able to lean back, and especially for me, the way I sit, I lean way back on this thing. It takes a lot of pressure off your back. So yeah, this is what I'm running. Alright, so this is my climbing stick setup. They are the Muddy Pro sticks. They come in black. I did paint these, but I do really like these sticks. They go on the tree super quick with this cam system. You know, you just wrap it around the tree, pull it in, you know, wrap it around once, tighten it down, and you're good to go. These things don't go anywhere. I have heard some people complain about these steps, and they're super loud. I never really had that problem, because out of the box, some of these are loose. This is one of the steps. All I did was, you know, there's a bolt on this side. You kind of just tighten this down and play with it a little bit until you get the right resistance on it. Out of the box, some were loose and it would rattle, you know, but once you get that sweet spot before you put these on the actual stick, it's just something you got to mess with a little bit. Doesn't take very long. And the only other thing I noticed is this loosened up on me. Obviously you're going to have a lot of weight on this, and I tightened it down real good, and I haven't had a problem with it since. But out of the box, I would definitely, you know, tighten these down pretty good and just kind of keep an eye on that. I did add aiders to these. I think I'm going to go with some longer aiders, like a 2-step or a 3-step, but I can get pretty high up into a tree with this setup, and it's really lightweight, pretty compact, as you can see. This is my platform that I'm using. It's the Artisan Outdoors Fabrication. He is on Facebook, so you can contact him through Facebook and he'll send you one out. He responded to me right away. He was, you know, kept in touch every time. I was like, because you kind of have to wait for him to make a batch of these and then he'll send them out to you. So kind of got to get earlier rather than later, but as soon as he had one, sent one right out to me. I didn't order a painted one, so it came with this silver, and I painted it after. Obviously, I've been using it a lot, so I wore it down pretty good. Not a really big deal. I might just touch it up, and yeah, should be good for next year. The other thing I have on here is I do have some loops, so I can hang this onto my saddle when I'm pulling it up the tree. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the climbing stick setup. Alright guys, so real quick, I'm just going to demonstrate how quick and easy these go on the tree. I actually don't even have a tree in my yard, so I have to use my neighbor's tree. You can see my camper in the background. We'll probably do a video on that here soon. I'm going to be using that for all my hunting in the future here. So, alright guys, so with these, all I do, usually I go to about knee height, find the bottom with my knee, because I know my aider is going to fit my foot there. I'll find my knee, throw it around the tree a little bit higher, run it through, pull it tight, run it around once, cinch it down, you're good to go. Super easy to do. You can almost do it with one hand, but when you got your lineman belt on and you're on the tree, it's so easy to put this thing on the tree. So this year I changed to a his strap. I'm going to show you what I was using before. I think they were sold out last year, so I kind of did a make my own type of thing. So I'm going to go until Barely hook it. Cinch this thing down. Now you can hang all your gear. You can hang stuff down low. I do really like these hero clips. I used it last year. The problem is it must have fell out of my bag or something and I lost it, so I had to buy a new one. I'm gonna paint this up. I hate the silver. But this will be great for my bow this year. See a lot of people using these. It worked for me pretty good last year. Kind of adjust it. Also hang your bag on there, whatever you need to hang. You don't, put anything into the tree. This thing's awesome. So this is the gear hanger I used last year. Made it myself. It's just a piece of rope with a loop in the end of it. It's got the sliding knots with some carabiners attached to it, or S-beaners here. Just throw it around the tree. That way you're not digging into the tree. You can adjust this to where you want it to go. I usually, put my pack on here or whatever. But yeah, these things are awesome. Easy to make, cheap. Do it yourself. So this is the DIY one that I was using, and then this is the new one that I bought. I think I'm gonna be able to do pretty much the same thing I was doing with the other one. I'm just gonna move this clip over to here, and that's where I'm going to hang my cushion on, my knee cushion on. So yeah, this will be a lot nicer, because with this, the only draw on this is I can't hang my bow off of this, because if I take some weight off of this, it kind of comes undone. But with this one, I'll be able to actually hook my bow, my hero clip on this. So, but for a year, and if you don't feel like buying one of these, this will get you through a season or two, pretty nice. So another option, other than this, you can go with these steps. I bought these actually before I got my artisan platform. I thought I was going to use these with the platform and kind of go around the tree, but that wasn't really the case. This kind of worked for me all right without using this, but you could go this route if you wanted to, or like I said, if you wanted to get around the tree a little bit better, you could put these around the tree. So just something to think about. Alright guys, so this is how it would be set up in the tree. I like using this larger knee pad. It's pretty thick over an actual, just like one that you would wear on your knee. The reason I like this one, so I can sit sideways into the tree and switch around to the other side. I can actually straddle the tree, kind of kick my legs out, and this pad is protecting the inside of my thigh. It's just kind of nice to take all the pressure off your knees every once in a while. It really helps out, especially for longer sits. It does have a drawback, and that drawback is it swings in the wind. So what I do is I bring an extra bungee cord up with me, and I'll just bungee this around the tree, and that way it doesn't blow in the wind and doesn't go anywhere. And this is, hooked on that strap that I showed you earlier. But yeah, this is the way that I prefer to sit. Like I said, when you're sitting that long, it's just nice to be able to, change directions every once in a while. You can kind of take all the weight off of your knees, just kind of swing for a bit. Yeah, so I think this is better than the actual knee pads. So some people disagree, it's kind of preference, but this is the cheap way to try out at the beginning too, because all you had to do is buy one of these cheap pads and a piece of rope and you're good to go. Makes it a lot more comfortable. Alright, so I'm going to go over the Tethrd Recliner. This thing is a lifesaver, especially for a new person if you're trying to find a way to get comfortable. This goes over your head. It's super tiny and compact. Add it onto your clip, and I can, put all my weight back like I was showing you earlier, kind of straddle the tree, and when you got this extra support on your back, you can go up higher if you want. I could sit like this all day. But yeah, this is a must for me. I don't know what I would do if this wasn't in my bag. I might buy an extra one just in case I lose this. I could take off this extra slack Probably the only thing. They give you a lot, and you can take it down to whatever you want, but I've got an actual knot in it. I'm probably going to end up cutting it, trimming it here, but the one drawback of this is if you have it up high and you're kind of relaxing and a deer does come in, kind of gets in the way of your draw and everything, but you know, you can kind of adjust for that, and like I just showed you, is if you just kind of take some pressure off it, it'll slide down and get out of your way. But this thing is awesome. It's worth every penny. I think if I hadn't bought this with the saddle, I would have been extremely uncomfortable all season. So this is a must in my opinion. So the last thing I'm going to mention is you have one of these and you can adjust your bridge. Do it. Mess with it. I've heard a lot of people talk about this. It's a nice thing to find your little sweet spot where you feel comfortable. So like if you need to adjust your bridge, you know, make it longer, make it shorter, adjust your tether length. They say that, and everybody says that because it works. You know, once you find that angle of where you're comfortable, not that this isn't uncomfortable. If my bridge is really short, I do get some pinch, but all you got to do is lengthen the bridge and you know, shorten your tether up a little bit, and you're good to go. So, but yeah, love this saddle. Couple things that I do to make it a little bit easier on yourself and keep you up in the tree longer. So appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you found any of this useful, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, and thanks a lot.